Chapter 5: Human Creative Intelligence. If thought and its powerful amplification in artificial intelligence represent the mastery of the known, then where does true, unprecedented novelty arise? Where is the source of the creative spark that feels utterly fresh, resonant, and unbound by the patterns of the past? This chapter introduces human creative intelligence, HCI, not as a higher degree of thought, but as a fundamentally different capacity inherent within us, one rooted in the very not knowing we began to explore. Unlike thought, which processes existing knowledge, HCI ignites from the spark of true novelty beyond knowledge. It doesn't rearrange the old. It births the genuinely new. Think of the melody unheard before, the artistic expression that creates its own genre, the scientific insight that shatters an existing paradigm, the simple, perfect word that arises in conversation with unbidden clarity. These are not typically products of laborious calculation or logical deduction based on prior data. They often emerge unexpectedly, feeling less like constructions and more like discoveries or unveilings. The necessary condition for HCI, its very source, is the state explored earlier, starting from not knowing rather than the known. It operates most freely when the mind relinquishes its grip on established frameworks, conclusions, and the drive to control outcomes. HCI flourishes in the openness of infinite zero infinity, the space before conceptualization. Where thought builds upon the past, HCI emerges directly from present potentiality, untethered to the linearity of accumulated experience. This difference in origin leads to a difference in nature. While thought-based output can often be measured, traced, and attributed, like calculating IQ or analyzing the influences on an artificially creative work, HCI possesses an immeasurable and somewhat anonymous quality. How do you quantify the value of a truly original insight or a moment of profound, authentic connection? It often feels like a burst, a flow from a source deeper than the identifiable, knowledge-based self. As noted in the FCF recordings, there's frequently a sense of no ownership over creations born from this space. The individual acts more as a conduit than a deliberate architect. It arises through us, perhaps more than from us in the conventional sense. Consequently, the most significant distinction lies in how we engage with HCI. Unlike knowledge about thought or AI, which can be learned, analyzed, and discussed intellectually, HCI must be experienced directly. You cannot truly understand the quality of sunlight by reading a physics textbook. You must feel its warmth on your skin. Similarly, learning about HCI, reading descriptions like this one, is fundamentally different from encountering it within oneself. Knowledge about HCI can even be misleading if it causes the mind to create concepts and expectations that obscure the direct, non-conceptual experience itself. It must be met in the immediacy of presence, in the felt sense of resonance and authentic flow. Human creative intelligence, therefore, represents that innate human capacity to access and express novelty directly from the unconditioned source of potentiality, infinity. It operates beyond the limitations of thought and knowledge processing, offering a pathway to authenticity, originality, and a mode of creation that AI, by its very design, cannot replicate. It is the intelligence of emergence, the intelligence of free creative flow itself.